Hi, welcome to another art vlog. I am working on a Harry Potter illustration from the second book, a portrait for my Western alphabet illustration set, and inking one of my sketches. I am illustrating a scene from the second book, chapter 4. This is the scene where he goes to buy his school books with Ron and his family, and they see Gilderoy Lockhart at a signing. Gilderoy notices Harry and asks the journalist at the store to take a photo of them shaking hands. But Harry is very embarrassed about all of it. I made the drawing on mixed media paper. I am using egg tempera for the painting. I started by painting the colors in a diluted way. I try not to paint on the highlights yet. I want the medium values and colors first, especially since I like to leave some of the paper intact for the highlights. I tried to keep Gilderoy and the decor around him in cool colors such as blue and green, and I made Harry wear a warm color. I wanted this contrast between them. Since Harry is supposed to be embarrassed, I went with this expression, and I tried to paint his cheeks more red to show the embarrassment. This painting took me longer than I expected due to all the elements in the piece, but also because I've been very busy lately to do much painting. But for this piece, I did try to add more decor to the characters. I wanted to show that the guy is a writer and he's at a signing. That's why I drew some books with his silhouette on them. I also added some banners with his face in the background. I feel like it helps convey the message as well. It also took a while because I built the colors slowly, instead of starting with opaque paint right away. I think this technique helped mostly on the background, since it's very diluted color, but the main focus of the piece has the most opaque paint. It helps create a sense of distance in the illustration, and a sense of focus. I did like how Harry turned out on this one, but I think I could have worked more on the elements in the background, especially the letters on the banner. Looking back, they seem a bit lazily painted. I am working on my Western game themed alphabet illustration set. I am on the letter D. I decided to paint a portrait of Dutch. I don't think I've ever painted a portrait of him. He's not my favorite character at all. I first made the drawing on mixed media paper. The paper is grey toned, which I think will make any bright color stand out. In this case, I decided to decorate the portrait with some mangoes. It's a reference to the character in-game. If you have played it, it will make sense, I hope. The painting is done using tempera paints. I was pretty sure that the grey of the paper would make the mangoes stand out. Because of the grey paper, I also had to use the paint in a more opaque way. I usually start very light, but in order to see it better, I needed a more opaque application. I did enjoy doing the plant decoration around his portrait. I usually like to do portraits like that, using the decorations to frame the person and also to reference something about the character or maybe their personality. I usually enjoy doing it using flowers, but these ones also count since they are organic and natural shape as well. For the branches, I used a more linear application of the paint. It's It's like I drew the contours using a small brush and paint. I think it's a nice look and it helps portray the hard texture of the branches. Here's the final piece, and I added the text on digital using the Western font. I am inking one of my sketches. I start by adding some color with highlighters. And then I start the inking using a ballpoint pen, just because I know this one won't bleed through the next page. This is another random character in my sketchbook. I added a bit of color just so it's not always a black and white ink drawing. And here is the final. Thanks for watching and have a great day.